The surgeon said to me, like, you will never play international rugby with this condition. Like, people with this condition can barely, like, walk, jog, anything. And I was just like, whatever.
Cath O'Donnell has the try. Cath O'Donnell now. O'Donnell's over.
I'm from like a small town in the northwest of Cumbria called Maryport, like just outside the Lake District, and that was where I had sort of my first experience of rugby. It was at Maryport Rugby League Club, and my brother was going down to training, and I remember I was just like annoying little sister, and I was like stood on the sideline. I was thinking like, I'm bored, why can't I do that, what he's doing? So one day I just joined in and got involved, and I think like once I started to run around them a few times and score a couple of tries, you start to get like that little bit of respect, and I just never looked back from there. From there, I went on to play for Cumbria County, and I think that was a bit of a pivotal point for me where it was like, are you going to push on or are you going to stop? Because I remember after a county game, I ran a few tries and my dad looked right at me and he was like, you're going to play for England one day. And he's a fella who doesn't say that much, and when he said that to me, it like really hit like a ton of bricks, and I started to realise that maybe like one day I'm going to take this somewhere. So then I went on to do an undergraduate degree at University of Liverpool in psychology, and I played rugby there, which was just such good fun. I remember like Rugby Wednesdays, just like I absolutely loved it. So I got awarded with Athlete of the Year at University of Liverpool, and that was a really big deal for me actually. I remember my trainer at the time saying to me, because I wasn't actually going to go to the awards ceremony because I was going to go home that weekend, and he was like, you've got to go. I was like, why? He was like, you've just got to go to it. I was like, give me a reason why I've got to go. He was like, because you're getting an award, you have to go and get it. So I remember I got the award, this like huge thing with like a strongman on it, this huge trophy. I just had to go straight from that all night to wherever I was going for the England camp in the morning. And I remember them being like, Cath, have you got the trophy with you? I was like, yeah, I got awarded it, and I was meant to hand it back at the end of the night, and I just had this massive trophy in the car with me, and I was just like, oh my God. I got my first cap for England seniors. It was November 2017 against Canada, and I remember just getting ready in the changing rooms. I was quite nervous for that game, and I was playing alongside Tam Taylor, and she was like, well, I said to her like, do you still get nervous? And she was like game day nerves, like never change. I remember her saying that. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna feel like this forever. And I just remember going out there and just like giving it my all. And I remember after the game, like me, my dad and my brother just had a huge hug, and like it was almost a feeling of like you've made it, like all those years, like 20 years hard work, whatever it is, like that moment I'd actually made it. So that was a really amazing day. We were on the bus to a team run, I think it was, and Packer said like, oh Cath, I nearly called you Keith there by accident, and that was it.
Number 19 is Cath O'Donnell.
But it's literally stuck, that was it, and I didn't like it for ages, and then Sunts was like, it's quite endearing, and then I decided I was going to embrace it, so my name's Keith on camp. But when people call me at a club, I'm like, no, that stays on England camp. I've got a rare ankle condition called a tarsal coalition, which basically means my feet don't work properly. So when they hit the floor, that force isn't absorbed properly, and it like runs up the chain, you know, shins, knees, everything. So it basically means that I'm in pain a lot of the time. You know, I have to manage that a lot. I've got a really high pain threshold, so I was like, oh, I've just got shin splints. They sent me off for a scan. I had grade 4 fractures in my shins. There's a joke in camp, like Cath's off, she's got to get off feet, because I'm always just like, right, that's it, I'm sitting down now. I think some of my greatest moments would definitely be winning my first Grand Slam. That tournament was just a really, really good one for me, and I got forward of the championship, which was a really proud moment. And my dad thinks I've made it because I scored a try at each end of Twickenham in that championship. So yeah, and I just think places we've been, like going to New Zealand, going to the waterfalls, like San Diego, going to the beaches and things like that, like that's things that really stick with you. I just think like with the challenges I've got like, I never take a cap for granted. Like, every time you get that shirt in shirt presentation, you have to just appreciate that moment, because it could be the last, like, you never quite know, so you just have to appreciate it. And I think I've had some, like, amazing moments with England Rugby, and just memories that will literally last forever.